admire your handiwork. The bolts on the front seem to be a 13mm and the bolts on the back seem to be a 12mm. And if you want to, take this time to have a cup of tea, put your feet up, all good. So up here is the culprit. It's not raining anymore, but you can... No, you can't, that's just see-through. So basically, water seems to be getting in over the top of this. It's dribbling down here, and then what happens is you get the water running down the trim, and then what you end up with is slightly wet floor. So yeah, let's begin. So your next job is going to be removing that trim. They basically have bolts, and then there's a bolt behind that piece of trim there. And then you'll want to remove the crank handle. 2 pieces removed. Here's the other one. As I said, there's a bolt up here, so nice and easy. Sorry for the shaky camera work. Let's just remove this. Also, pink screwdrivers. This has actually been a pretty handy one despite the colour, but other screwdriver colours are available. Right, I'm going to do something to make my life easier, so I haven't removed this yet. So, we're going to screw this back. That's probably a bit of a squeal. Definitely needs some oil. First thing, again, if you've got a sunroof, if you don't have a sunroof, then this becomes nice and easy. You can remove this. So this is just simply a clip. Yep, there you go. And that seals the 2 ends together. Put that out of the way. And then this will simply come undone. Again, we'll just put that off to the side because we don't need to pull it. So the main thing is, down here is a kind of non-seal, I don't know, it's the vinyl, but basically it slips around the edges. And all you need to do is peel that back. And you need to work the whole way around and just make it loose. And then once that's done, that makes your job easier afterwards. Close up the sunroof afterwards because you don't want to get rain in. So I've now kind of removed the handle, so that's just sat there on the back shelf. I've left the screw in. You can see that's what that square facade was. This thing held in by 2 screws, so just excuse me a second. Pro tip, by the way, while you're undoing the handle, hold it so that it doesn't move while you're doing the screw. What you're trying to avoid is the crank gear being in a different position. Well, actually, not even the crank gear, like the crank cables being partially open or in a different position when you reinstall this, because that could invite major problems later on down the line, and that everything's misaligned and you still need to try and figure out how to shut your sunroof. So just be careful of that. This comes out. A bit of wibbling. There you go. That's what the mechanism looks like, by the way. I've got some copper grease on there, so that's why it looks like that. Ooh, excuse the finger. And as I say, this slides out. So there we go. And then this, do not touch this. It's wobbly, it's horrible. It just goes. Oh, there we go. Pull hard. You can see what those lugs are, by the way. They're just basically upward triangles. They will break if you try and pull down too hard on them. In fact, one of mine is slightly snapped, but for now it's okay. When you're reinstalling, all you need to do is give it a good push, and it usually goes straight in. You can push these out now with a bit of, I don't know, tender loving care, ultimately. But that's appropriate to do it then, because you'll need to push on that black piece to put it back in. I'll show you at the end of the video. this light, it's dead easy. You just pop in a screwdriver off to the side. It's held in by a clip. Ultimately what you're trying to do is get it out of the way so that when you pull the roof it doesn't come and pull this thing down as well. Right, onto these things. As you can tell, I'm missing some of the end gaps. Now, good thing is you can find these as printables online, so if you can find someone who's got a 3D printer, you'll be able to print them out. I've seen a couple on Etsy, but once they kind of factor in the price of the seller, plus postage, plus whatever it is that Etsy takes, like a set of 4 comes to 50 quid, which only gets you half the car done. So anyway, point I'm trying to make is that these come off. Excuse me a second. In fact, I might be able to squeeze them off. Oh, come on. Let's try it on this side. These are easy. Yeah, there you go. They come off, but be prepared for the fact that they are probably going to explode in your face because, you know, they're 30 years old.